There comes a moment in every life when you have to make a decision. Will you surrender to what is happening around you, or will you stand up and decide that your story is not over yet? You may be tired. You may have failed. You may have lost money, opportunities, relationships, confidence, or years that you wish you could get back. But listen carefully, you still have today. And as long as you have today, you still have a chance to change tomorrow. You get only one life. One opportunity to become the person you were capable of becoming. So don't waste another minute telling yourself that it's too late. In this speech, we're going to uncover why your hardest season may be preparing you for your strongest chapter. Why failure is not the end unless you decide it is, and how to keep moving when motivation disappears. Stay until the end because the final decision you make may be the one that changes everything. Your life will not always give you what you want when you want it. Sometimes you will work hard and see no immediate reward. Sometimes you will make the right decision and still experience disappointment. But success has never belonged only to the people who had an easy road. It belongs to those who learned how to continue walking when the road became difficult. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You only need enough courage to take the next step. One step can become a habit. A habit can become a character. Character can become a destiny. So stop measuring your entire future by what happened yesterday. Yesterday is a lesson, not a life sentence. There's a powerful difference between being defeated and feeling defeated. Your feelings can tell you that you are finished, but feelings are temporary. You may feel weak today and become stronger tomorrow. You may feel lost today and discover direction through one small decision. You may feel like nobody believes in you, but that does not mean you cannot begin believing in yourself. Never allow a temporary emotion to make a permanent decision for your life. Give yourself permission to struggle without giving yourself permission to quit. Rest if you must, cry if you must, change the strategy if you must. But don't abandon the mission simply because the journey became uncomfortable. One of the greatest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment to begin again. They say, when I have more money, I'll start. When I feel confident, I'll start. When things become easier, I'll start. But life doesn't promise you an easier moment. You create better moments by taking responsibility for the moment you already have. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start imperfectly. If you have 10 minutes, use 10 minutes. If you have one opportunity, use that opportunity. If you can improve one small thing today, improve it. Great lives are rarely transformed in one dramatic moment. They are transformed through hundreds of ordinary decisions made consistently. And then you must learn to protect your mind. If you constantly tell yourself that you cannot, eventually you will stop trying. If you constantly surround yourself with people who mock your dreams, eventually you may begin mocking them yourself. Your environment matters. Your conversations matter. The books you read matter. The ideas you repeat matter. Feed your mind with possibilities instead of excuses. Don't let someone else's limited vision become the boundary of your life. You are responsible for what you allow to live inside your thoughts. Change the thoughts, change the actions. Change the actions, and eventually you change the direction of your life. Most importantly, remember that your life does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. You don't need to become famous. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need to prove your worth to every person who doubted you. You simply need to become better than you were yesterday. Build something, learn something, serve someone. Keep your promises to yourself. Develop discipline when motivation disappears. Choose courage when fear arrives. Choose patience when results are slow. Choose action when excuses become comfortable. Your greatest victory may not be defeating somebody else. It may be defeating the version of yourself that was ready to quit. One day you will look back at this period of your life. You may realize that the obstacle you hated was the experience that strengthened you. The rejection you couldn't understand may have redirected you. The failure that embarrassed you may have taught you what success never could. The lonely season may have taught you how to stand on your own feet. And the moment you almost gave up may become the moment you became serious about your life. So remember this, you have one life, not 5, not 10, one. Don't spend it waiting for permission. Don't spend it comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Don't spend it wishing you had started earlier. Start now. Take responsibility now. Forgive yourself now. Work now. Learn now. Get back up now. You are not required to know exactly how the story ends. You are only required to keep writing it. There comes a moment in every life when you have to make a decision. Will you surrender to what is happening around you? Or will you stand up and decide that your story is not over yet? You may be tired. You may have failed. You may have lost money, opportunities, relationships, confidence, or years that you wish you could get back. But listen carefully. You still have today. And as long as you have today, you still have a chance to change tomorrow. You get only one life, one opportunity to become the person you were capable of becoming. So don't waste another minute telling yourself that it is too late. Maybe you didn't start when you should have. Maybe you made choices you regret. Maybe you trusted the wrong people, ignored the right opportunities, or allowed fear to keep you standing still. That's life. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can decide what you will do with today. The greatest danger is not failure. The greatest danger is deciding that failure defines you. A setback is an event, not an identity. Losing once doesn't make you a loser. Falling down doesn't make you weak. Refusing to rise again, that is what keeps you down. So if you are listening to this while you're struggling, understand something. This chapter is not the entire book. Your circumstances may be difficult, but your circumstances are not your final destination. You can learn, you can change, or you can rebuild, you can start again. Perhaps you only need one decision today, one phone call, one application, 1 hour of focused work, one honest conversation, one commitment to yourself. Don't underestimate the power of one decision repeated every day. You have one life. Protect it, develop it, respect it, and most importantly, don't give up on it. Because the moment you decide to keep going may be the moment everything begins to change. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control what you do next. Life will test you in ways you never expected. There will be mornings when you wake up with doubt, evenings when you question your decisions, and seasons when your hard work seems to produce nothing. But difficult seasons are not proof that you should quit. They are opportunities to discover what you are made of. Most people want success, but they want success without the struggle that produces it. They want the harvest without planting the seeds. They want confidence without facing fear. They want strength without carrying heavy burdens. But life doesn't work that way. Every valuable result has a price, and sometimes that price is patience, discipline, sacrifice, and persistence. When things go wrong, don't immediately ask, why is this happening to me? Ask a better question, what can I learn from this? That question changes everything. A problem can become a teacher. A failure can become a lesson. A rejection can become a redirection. A difficult experience can build qualities inside you that comfort never could. Remember, you don't have to solve your entire life today. You only have to handle today's responsibility. If you are behind, take one step forward. If you are confused, learn something. If you are broke, develop a skill. If you have lost confidence, keep small promises to yourself until confidence returns. If you have fallen, stand up and begin again. Don't demand immediate results from your effort. A seed does not become a tree overnight. Your discipline may be invisible today, but that doesn't mean it is useless. Every hour you invest in yourself is building something beneath the surface. So when the road becomes difficult, slow down if you need to, but keep moving. Change your approach if necessary, but don't abandon your purpose. Rest your body, but don't surrender your dreams. The people who eventually reach extraordinary places are often not the people who never struggled. They are the people who decided that struggle would not be the reason they stopped. Your difficult day is only one day. Don't turn one difficult day into a difficult life. Keep going. There is a point in every journey when motivation disappears. In the beginning, you are excited. You have a new goal, a new plan, and a new picture of the future. You wake up ready to work. But then reality arrives. The progress becomes slow. The excitement fades. The results don't come as quickly as you expected. And suddenly, the goal that once inspired you begins to feel like a burden. This is where discipline becomes more important than motivation. Motivation can help you begin, but discipline is what helps you continue. You cannot build a remarkable life by working only when you feel inspired. There will be days when you don't feel like studying, exercising, building your business, improving your skills, or getting back up after failure. Those are precisely the days when your character is being built. Anyone can work when they feel enthusiastic. The real test comes when nobody is watching and you have every excuse available. You have to learn to keep promises to yourself. If you tell yourself you will wake up early, get up. If you say you will spend 1 hour learning, spend the hour. If you decide to stop wasting your time, stop. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. Every time you break one, you teach yourself that your own words don't matter. Small disciplines may appear insignificant, but they compound. One page becomes a book. One workout becomes a stronger body. One saved dollar becomes financial progress. One productive hour becomes a skill. One courageous decision can change the direction of an entire year. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until fear disappears. Don't wait until circumstances become perfect. Move while you're afraid. Work while you're uncertain. Continue while the results are still invisible. Your future self is being created by what you repeatedly do today. And someday you will be grateful that you didn't trust every temporary feeling. You will be grateful that when your motivation disappeared, your discipline remained. Because the life you want is rarely built by one giant action. It is built by ordinary people doing ordinary things consistently, especially on the days when they don't feel like doing them. So keep showing up, keep working, keep becoming. Your feelings may change tomorrow, but the life you build through discipline can change your entire future. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is comparing your journey to someone else's journey. You look at another person's success and wonder why they are ahead of you. You see their money, their career, their confidence, their relationships, or their achievements, and suddenly you begin to believe that you are falling behind. But you don't know their entire story. You see the result, but you don't see the years of preparation. You see the confidence, but you don't see the failures that built it. You see the success, but you don't see the sacrifices made when nobody was watching. Comparison can steal your energy from the one place where it can actually make a difference, your own life. Your responsibility is not to become someone else. Your responsibility is to become the best version of yourself. Maybe your progress is slow. Keep going. Maybe you're starting later than you wanted. Start anyway. Maybe people around you seem far ahead. Let them run their race while you run yours. There is no prize for arriving at someone else's destination. Your life has its own timing, its own lessons, and its own opportunities. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are? Ask, what can I do today to move closer to where I want to be? That question puts the power back into your hands. Measure yourself against yesterday. Are you wiser than you were, more disciplined, more patient, more courageous? Are you making better decisions? Are you wasting less time? Are you learning from your mistakes instead of repeating them? If the answer is yes, then you are progressing. Don't despise small progress. A person walking 1 mile every day is still moving forward. A person improving 1% at a time may eventually become unrecognizable compared with who they were before. And remember, some seasons of life are for planting, not harvesting. You may be working today for results that won't appear for months or years. That doesn't mean your work is wasted. Keep building when nobody applauds. Keep learning when nobody notices. Keep improving when nobody believes in you. Your journey doesn't need to make sense to everyone. It only needs to make sense to you. You have one life, so don't waste it, trying to prove that you are ahead of somebody else. Use your energy to become better, stronger, wiser, and more disciplined than you were yesterday. Run your race, build your life, and never let comparison convince you to give up. Your environment can either strengthen your dreams or slowly destroy them. The people you spend time with, the conversations you listen to, the habits you observe, and the ideas you repeatedly allow into your mind all influence the direction of your life. You may have strong goals, but if you constantly surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and people who have already decided that nothing can change, eventually their thinking can become your thinking. Be careful about what you repeatedly hear. If someone constantly tells you that you are not capable, don't automatically accept their opinion as truth. Their limitations are not necessarily your limitations. Their fears are not your fears. Their experiences are not your future. You need people around you who challenge you to grow. People who encourage you to work harder, think bigger, become more disciplined, and take responsibility for your choices. And sometimes building a better life means spending less time with people who constantly pull you backward. But remember, changing your environment isn't only about changing the people around you. It is also about changing what you put into your own mind. Read something valuable. Learn a skill, listen to ideas that make you think. Study people who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. Replace endless entertainment with meaningful learning. Replace complaining with action. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you repeatedly plant will eventually grow. Plant discipline, and discipline grows. Plant courage, and courage grows. Plant excuses, and excuses grow. You cannot control every voice in the world, but you can control which voices receive permanent residence in your mind. Protect your attention because your attention becomes your thoughts. Your thoughts influence your actions, and your actions shape your future. There will always be people who doubt you. Let them doubt. You don't need everybody's approval to move forward. You need a clear goal, a willing heart, and the discipline to keep going when the applause disappears. Choose your environment carefully. Choose your influences wisely, and most importantly, become the kind of person who brings strength into the lives of others. Because you have only one life, don't spend it becoming smaller because someone else is uncomfortable with your growth. Stand up, keep learning, keep improving, and keep moving toward the person you know you can become. One day you are going to look back at this chapter of your life. You will remember the moments when you were exhausted, the nights when you questioned yourself, and the days when quitting seemed easier than continuing. And perhaps you will discover something you could not see while you were going through it. The hardest season of your life was preparing you for a stronger version of yourself. Sometimes we don't understand the purpose of a difficult experience while we're living through it. We ask, why me? We wonder why the opportunity disappeared, why the relationship ended, why the plan failed, or why success seems to be taking so long. But time has a way of revealing lessons that pain hides. The failure that disappointed you may have taught you discipline. The rejection that hurt you may have pushed you toward a better opportunity. The difficult person you encountered may have taught you patience. The lonely season may have taught you how to stand without depending on constant approval. Don't waste your pain. Learn from it. Use it. Let it make you wiser, not bitter. You don't need to pretend that everything is easy. Some days will hurt. Some losses will be real. Some dreams will change. But even when life doesn't give you the outcome you expected, you still have a choice about who you become because of it. You can become stronger. You can become wiser. You can become more disciplined. You can become more grateful for the things you once took for granted. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: your story is not finished simply because one chapter went badly. A bad chapter is not a bad book. So don't judge your entire future by your present circumstances. You may be closer to a breakthrough than you realize. Keep taking the next step. Keep learning, or keep working. Keep believing that your actions today can create a better tomorrow. You have only one life. Don't waste it wishing you had a different past. You cannot go backward and change yesterday, but you can stand up today and change what tomorrow looks like. So take your lessons, carry your scars, leave the excuses behind, and keep moving. Because one day you may look back and realize that the moment you refused to give up was the moment your life truly began to change. Let me leave you with one final thought. You have one life, not a rehearsal, not a practice round, not a second chance waiting somewhere in the future. This moment you are living right now is part of the only life you get, so don't spend it surrendering to fear. Don't spend it believing that your past has already decided your future. Don't spend it comparing your journey to someone else's. And don't spend it waiting for the perfect moment to become the person you know you can be. You will fall sometimes, get back up. You will fail sometimes, learn the lesson. You will lose sometimes, rebuild. You will become tired. Rest, but don't quit. You will doubt yourself. Take the next step anyway, because your greatest victory may be waiting on the other side of the moment when you almost gave up. Remember, you don't have to change your entire life tonight. You simply have to make one better decision today, then another tomorrow, then another the day after that. Small choices become habits. Habits become character. Character shapes your future. So wake up tomorrow with a different attitude. Stop asking what life owes you and start asking what you can build. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you and start becoming responsible for your own direction. Your circumstances may not change overnight, but you can change your response overnight. You can decide to work. You can decide to learn. You can decide to forgive. You can decide to begin again, and above all, you can decide not to quit. There will never be another you living this exact day, in this exact moment, with these exact possibilities. So use it. Build something meaningful. Become someone you're proud of. Make your life count. And when the road gets difficult, and it will, remember these 4 words. Just one life. Don't give up. Keep walking. Keep growing. Keep fighting for the life you believe is possible. Because your story isn't over. You're still here. And that means there is still more to become.